No, no, yeah, no, no, yeah, no, no,
Alright, welcome to SquaaCast. My name is Irish2K. I'm bringing you the fourth episode of SquaaCast. This is a special episode. Why specifically? Well, first, it's me and a person who hasn't been on the fucking show yet. Chief, say hello to the people.
It's because of all the hoes. That's why I haven't been on the show.
Yeah, all the hosts. That's why. He's
Nah, what up, everybody?
gardening. He's into gardening. If you guys are pervs. No, this episode is special first because of Chief joining us. This first episode. Second is because the episode itself, we titled Room 22. It's a inside joke between he and I. It was a podcast that we were gonna do where we were just gonna talk, me and him, about some stupid shit. But our first episode was gonna be kind of what we're doing today, which was talk about the history of Squaw's oldest friendship, technically, because nobody really knew each other before this year, except he and I. So our friendship goes back well, it's not 10, it's 12 years. We're 12 years because we met in 2004. Well, we started being friends in 2004. You knew me before then. But yeah, so we have a very long
That's a
history.
long time.
That's a long time, man. That's over a decade. Think about that. That's gross.
Dude, we're getting old.
Do you know that we're over a quarter of a century year old?
Yeah, man, it makes me want to kill myself.
Right?
The verticals.
I'm bald. You're getting fat. Just nothing's working out.
Whoa. Let's not lie to the people here.
Oh, I forgot that was on the do not talk about list. I forgot about that.
I'm not getting fat, okay? I'm just getting some character.
Oh, see, that's what. See, when I said that when we were in high school, you still called me fat, so we're gonna call you.
Because you're fat.
So let's talk about our humble beginnings. So we met in, like I said, 2004. We were in middle school. I believe it was the end of our seventh grade year. And we actually, he knew of me before I knew of him, but Chief's first impressions of me were not good, actually. He wanted to beat the shit out of me because of a mutual, well, not technically mutual friend. It was a friend of his that I had broken the heart of. Do you recall that, sir?
Poor young lady.
Do you recall those very heated moments of wanting to beat
Oh
the shit
yeah.
out of
Oh
me?
yeah. Absolutely.
What was that even about?
It's been so long. I don't even remember.
I believe that. I believe that. I don't even remember the girls now. Wait, was it
I
you?
just remember one of the females was like, "This motherfucker," and I was like, "I got you, girl." And then we became best friends somehow.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I actually remember this day very fondly, and something I thought was funny was doing this show. I was determining whether or not we should keep names out of people involved in these stories, but then another part of me was like, I don't fucking care. Because it's from our perspective. So if these people have a problem with it, they can suck the dick.
Or we could
Anyway,
just come up with stripper names for everybody.
yeah, cinnamon. Cinnamon. Okay, well, for this is the moment that we became friends. I remember it from my point of view. You can give me your perspective, obviously. So at the time, me and you weren't really associated. It wasn't that I didn't like you. I knew you didn't like me, but I didn't not like you. I didn't know you. But I was friends with, you remember Kyle Harvey?
Yeah.
I was friends with him.
I remember Kyle.
Yeah, we were buddies. So he was like, hey, my friend's got a trampoline. Let's go over there. We're going to go hang out with them. And I come over there and I see you're in your middle school getup of that white and blue hat with I think it was
the A.
the A on it, yeah. And,
Man, I love that hat.
right? You never fucking stop wearing that hat, dude. And we're jumping, we're goofing off, and Kyle decided to get cocky and get on your trampoline. Well, technically your brother's trampoline because you live with your brother. Your brother's trampoline with his shoes on. And
Oh yeah.
you did not like that whatsoever. And you actually told him to get off the trampoline. And he kind of laughed with that stupid fucking laugh he had back then. He probably still has it. Um, and I just stood on the side of the trampoline. At first I didn't respond, but you told him, like, dude, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Don't get off the trampoline. And he kept laughing. And so you grabbed his ankle and like whipped him to his back. And
I remember
in
that.
true fashion, he got off the trampoline and he just left. And I started walking with him, and you go, "Hey, Chris, where are you going?" I was like, "He's my friend, man." And we cut into that path that surrounds the pond, and then I kind of thought about it. I was like, "Am I really gonna walk away with the guy who gets yanked off a trampoline by a much smaller individual?" So I walk back, and there you and Frank Lacey are doing magic tricks on the back porch.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
that.
yeah, so that was that night, and it was
Damn, dude, that was a
yeah,
long time.
that's our first legit memory. That's like the first night we technically started hanging out. And I even
Holy
remember
Christ.
we followed that night up with $5 medium pizzas from Domino's. You remember that deal?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Fuck, dude, that was so long ago.
Right. Yes, that was the
Me and Frank
day
used to
one.
kill it on magic tricks, dude.
Oh my God, you guys had my mind blown. I legit thought you were wizards.
Well, I don't know why you thought, because we are.
I believe it. No, so that obviously that was the beginning. Probably the funnest shit that we ever got into. It was middle school when the 614 boys were a thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you want to explain 614 boys for the people?
Not really.
I'll do it for you. So it was
It was
my
so funny, but it was hilarious.
it was myself, you, yeah, Frank, Zach Buchner, rest in peace, God love him, and Kevin Zeeler. And me and Kevin, the two chubby white kids, were rappers. Yes, folks, I said rapper. And Mr. Chief
He liked the
here,
rap presence.
yeah, rap. That's all we did. We rap presents while you guys did breakdance moves. And we put this little group together so
Oh
for eighth
yeah.
grade talent show. And
Yeah, dude, I forgot about that.
and this is not a joke. So the whole fucking thing was me and Kevin freestyling while you and Frank did dance moves in the background. And it was the goofiest shit because we rapped to I think the games "This Is How We Do,"
Yeah.
the Yin Yang Twins "Whisper" song, and then there was just a rant for like 5 minutes while Frank beatboxed, to which I called out a certain ex-girlfriend of mine on stage. To this day, don't know why I did that, but it pretty much launched my career as an eighth grade rap star.
Dude, that was the most like worst put together act that I've
Yeah,
ever done in my life. I think we had one choreographed dance and everything else was just dicking around.
yeah, right. No, it was funny, man, because nobody has it recorded, and thank God, because I don't want to watch that shit. I already think very low of myself in those situations, but if I see myself with hair, I'm gonna cry. So that's gonna.
Dude, I don't even remember, like, I think I blacked out the
I, th- I think your go-to move back then was the what was it, the like the pop, like the you wave the fingers back to the shoulder and then forward again. Was that your
Yeah,
move? That was your go-to?
that was my move, and then I would do a fucking whirlwind, and then I would stall, and that was.
Yeah, that was it.
They actually have a photo of me in the yearbook.
Yeah, it was
So.
you and a kid. I think his name was Sonny. Was that his name?
Oh shit!
Yeah, you and that
Yeah, I
kid were doing a
remember.
stall in the picture, and our fucking
Yep.
counselor walked up and was like, "Oh my God, you got so good!" I'm like, they're fucking
Yeah,
they're standing in place on their hands. This isn't fucking
dude,
dancing.
dude. To this day, if I drop down and a whirlwind thingy and do a stall, people think I'm the greatest. I'm like, I'm really not that good. Stall.
You mastered the one move that's the only move you have to do, and you're a fucking you're certified as a dancer. You don't have to do anything else. They'll just
Yeah,
believe you from
it's
that point.
boom, and you're good. Then you just say you can't dance.
Now, so from there spawned probably my favorite night of my life with you. I remember the exact year. It was
Whoa,
the
we're not supposed to tell people about me and you and that night.
Oh no, we already released the sex tape, man. You don't remember that?
Oh shit, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
We're sitting on millions of dollars, man. How do you not remember that? Yeah, we're doing this podcast for fun. Uh, No, so the greatest night, I think the funnest night of our friendship was the 2006. I'm gonna call it the 2006 or '06 Grand Theft Auto San Andreas a-thon, where
Oh
we
yeah,
we
dude.
we
Yeah.
got the game Friday night right after we got out of school. We went to my house, popped that bitch in, and rotated turns and rotated sleeping to beat the game by Sunday the next of that same weekend. And
We were rotating shifts so hard that
yeah,
you would think we were guarding something. It
yeah,
was hilarious.
like people, my mom would come in and be like, "Hey, you guys cool?" And we're like,
Just bring food.
Hey, don't return unless you have Doritos." Um, no, it was probably the craziest shit, man, because I've never done it since, and I don't think we've
Yeah,
had a
that was
game that
insane.
and it was like we started Friday night, you stayed Friday night, we woke up the next day. Well, we were rotating, so nobody ever slept at the same time. It was either you slept or I woke up, vice versa. And Saturday night came. My mom's like, "Is he staying again?" And you were in the middle of playing. I was just like, "Yeah, he's staying. Uh, we,
Bring
we,
food.
we're not done." And it was funny. I remember the mission that we stayed on the longest, and it was that stupid fucking San Fierro mission where you had to fly that stupid fucking
Yes,
plane.
dude.
And
That
we,
mission to
oh my
this
god,
day fucking sucks,
I
man.
think that was a majority of Saturday night. Like I think that one mission was just half the night.
Bro, I wanted to punch you because you kept failing. And then when I failed, I wanted to punch.
Yeah, I think, and that was I think my favorite part was the conclusion on Sunday because Sunday night was the championship game for the NCAA March Madness tournament, um, and it was North Carolina versus Illinois. I remember that, and you're gonna laugh at this. I had remember that fucking old ass Windows 98 computer I had in that fucking room that didn't have internet or anything.
Yeah.
I used it for like Microsoft Word or whatever. And at one point
Mhm.
you were playing and I was updating tournament scores because I was running a little $1 bracket thing as a fucking eighth grader. Um, and it was I think it was right in the middle of that game. You beat the game, and I remember we both came out and we looked like we were astronauts who'd been on like a 6 month trip and shit. Like like where's the fucking food? But no, that was like honestly, man. Next to and on our resume, that should be on both of our resume, is that we beat San Andreas in a 3-day span
Yeah,
as
dude.
15-year-olds.
Killed it, man.
Yeah, I like how
Fuck,
you.
man. I remember waking up and your ass is just walking into a wall asleep.
Oh
And I
yeah,
was just like, I'm gonna take the controller now.
that did happen. That is a true story. I think it was the middle of the night Saturday. It was probably like in the a.m. And he wakes up and my thumb is just pressed forward and CJ's just like hurtling into a fucking wall over and over again. And
Oh man.
you just tapped me like, give me the controller. I was like, oh okay.
I was determined, man.
How many Mountain Dews do you think we drank that night or that
Dude, I don't
weekend?
even think about it.
We had to at
It
least
just
kill
makes
two
me
12
sick to
pack,
my stomach to think of.
right? Because if we did it now, we wouldn't make it 2 hours.
Nah, bro, I wouldn't make it through half a can.
Oh Jesus. Um, True story though for fans of the Irish 2K YouTube channel, I bought the mobile version of San Andreas,
Oh, dude, it's
and
so cool.
I plan on recording the mobile version as a Let's Play. So that'll be on the channel, so you can watch that. You can relive our memories. Um, favorite San Andreas member. You ready? The fucking CJ dance, where you had to press the buttons, and it was just like
Bro,
hands up, hands down, hands up, turn,
bro,
hands up.
me and Eddie did that in the club once.
I know you
Bitches
told me
thought we
about
were
that
so
shit,
legit, man.
and I bet bitches were like, "Oh man, them moves are fresh."
Like, these guys dance as a group. No, we just.
No, my shit was oh, what was it? There was a couple things that were funny about that dance. Was first of all, Eddie, our friend Eddie, nailed it. Like he looked
Yeah,
not because
perfect.
he's a black guy. I mean, 50%
No, it's
because he's a
because he's a
black guy.
black guy.
But he nailed it, man. It was perfect. I mean, you could literally just put a nail in it. He did it perfectly. It was spot on. But I think it was because of the animation, the way his hands went up and hands went down. You laughed at
Yeah,
it.
he had the mannerisms down. He had it all down.
Oh yeah. All right. So San Andreas was the big moment. for me anyway, in our friendship, because I don't think anybody else would have done that with me, or I wouldn't have done it with anybody else. But so after that, obviously, next up is high school. Now here's the
Whoa, wait, hold on, hold on.
oh
You're
well,
just gonna ignore the fact that we just had a conversation there.
we just said what?
You just came back in. I'm just kidding,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
man.
What do you mean we edited things out because of background noise? I don't know what you're talking about. No, so high school came along, and this is an interesting part of our friendship, like a real test actually. Because I wanted to fucking beat the shit out of you at many points in the next part that we're talking about. Um, so your freshman year, we it was just like every other year. We were, best buddies, and freshman year came and went. I had girlfriends, you had girlfriends, blah blah blah. Nothing special there. Um, except I think was it freshman year that happened? Was it freshman year that you got punched in the head at a dance?
Oh, it was freshman year. I forgot about that, dude. Fucking pussy
Yeah.
ran away from me too, man.
Yeah, that was freshman year,
Fucking
dude.
dumbass,
And
man.
and
Yeah, dude. Fucking what's her name?
you want to say it? I know who it is.
Fuck, dude.
I know who it is.
I'm
You
just
want
gonna
me to
say
say it?
Coco and Spice because I don't even know her.
I'll say it first. I'll
With
say her first. Taylor.
oh yeah, that's right. That's who
Yeah,
that is.
and her boyfriend at the time, Matt. So we'll keep that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm assuming it was her attention, but she fucking like purposely grabbed me and started dancing,
Oh yeah,
knowing her dude was behind me.
that's totally
And
what it
I'm
was.
just like, I was like, no, girl, I ain't dancing with you. Right when I went to turn around and walk away, punk ass fucking hit me in the
Yeah,
back of the
dude,
head.
you got rocked.
Dude, I
And
was
I
so mad that he hit me. I fucking elbowed Haley because I was like, what the fuck? Fucking, who was it? Josh Paul fucking had picked me up,
yeah
and Miss Klepsik
yeah.
was like, dude, just don't go after him. Don't worry about it. And it's like, fuck that, Miss Klepsik.
Oh yeah, it was.
Oh, dude, I was so pissed
That
off.
was the funniest shit. And I was so in the moment, I was 100% behind you, getting your back and shit. But in the moment, I watched it go down, and I just was like, oh shit, oh shit. Well, you were too far away. I couldn't warn you. If I'd have screamed,
Yeah.
you wouldn't even have heard me because the music was so loud.
Well, it's not like he did anything to me. He hit me in the head, and I'm just, really, you're gonna hit me in the head? And then he fucking ran.
Yeah,
Some big ass fucking,
yeah.
supposed to
He
be
was
big
not.
ass fucking
He was.
senior punk bitch
Yeah, he was like six.
runs from me.
He was like 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
And it was just like I was like, why did he hit? And then bam! I was like, oh god! And they yanked you up, and then they had you off to the side, and that was the part that I thought was fucking funny because they had you like elevated in the air, and I could just see you fucking yelling at people.
dude, I was livid, man. The only thing that snapped me out was Haley. I saw Haley holding her jaw. And shit, I fucking must have hit her
Oh
in the
shit!
process.
That's fucking I didn't know that happened.
Oh yeah, she was standing right next to me, and I guess I elbowed,
How
went swinging around ready to fight somebody because I got hit.
how did you make that? How did you make up for that?
Oh, fucking no, she didn't care. She's ready to get it with me.
She was like, you elbow like a
Fucking,
bitch.
dude, everybody had my back, bro. Miss Klepsik was even like, we know you.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. All I know is like when it happened, I laughed initially because I was just like, that. Why? How did he even get involved? And no, but yeah. So that was the infamous punch run, I guess we can call it punch run lift.
Dude,
Um,
man, I forgot about that
yeah,
shit.
dude. I'm a memory bank, man. Half the time you don't remember half the shit I talk about, and then you're like, damn, bro, that did happen.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, like,
so that wasn't actually the thing I was talking about when I said I wanted to punch you in the fucking face, because somebody already did it for me. Um, no, your sophomore year, you ended up having to move to you were gonna move to Alabama, and your brother who you were living with at the time, he had already gone. He was gone. The whole family moved, but you didn't want to go yet. And you kind of want to have that farewell. And so my mom, as gracious, what the hell was that?
fire.
Dude, I told you to stop selling that shit, man.
Bro, man, shit's on fire, man.
I don't think it's fire. I think it's
It's been
public.
raining, so there's probably lightning strike in the desert, cause fire or something.
God, people are wondering right now, like, where the fuck does he live?
Don't want to know.
Oh yeah, Area 51. That's home address. Uh, we'll let the fucking fire department drive. Okay. Anyway, I'm keeping that. I'm not editing that out. Um, so sophomore year, you're about to move to Alabama. My mom allows you works something out with your brother and allows you to live with us for the summer. And
Yeah, dude, that's a good summer.
that was a fun fucking summer up to about the end of it. That was where I was about to freak the fuck out on you because we got to a point, you and I, where like your shit would get in my way and I'd be like, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Or we'd be playing a video game or something would happen. We just look at each other like we're about to drop fucking everything we're doing and just swing. And then just like randomly we'd start laughing and it would all go away. But so anyway, the main thing I want to talk about was the farewell tour from that summer of how everybody wanted to have us come over. And I don't know if you remember, but we went to a lot of fucking houses that summer. A
Yeah,
lot of
dude. I
fucking
mean,
houses.
we were at Hagerman's house. We were at fucking
Kaden Lunsford's
Lunsford's
house.
house.
There were
Fucking
two
all
farewell
over, dude.
parties. You had two farewell parties.
Yeah, at
Uh,
Allison's house. And
Allison's house had one where there was a lot of people there, and for some reason, uh, young Jock was on like a fucking loop at that party. So like, so about every like 15 minutes, you just hear "Meet me in the girl, it's going down." You're like, oh my god,
yeah,
Jesus Christ! And of course,
you were the
because
DJ,
I was the fucking
man.
DJ. I was the guy in the long sleeve shirt in 87-degree weather, um, like a fucking idiot. The So there was that party. What was funny about that party, and this part I'll keep the names out just because I know these people would be assholes. I came to that party with the intention of being with one girl, and by the end of that party, that girl had moved on to someone else.
Which
And
one? Which party was this?
this is the Allison party.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I think you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So she came and she was there with the four of us before anybody showed up, and by the end of it,
Yeah, sugar candy. I remember him.
yeah, Miss Mr. Marino showed up and decided he was gonna take over the party and take over her apparently. So
Dan Marino showed up.
yeah, Dan Marino. First of all, first of all, holy shit, you know a sports reference. Second of all,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
how do you know who Dan Marino is, dude? You've never been a
I
fan of the
watch TV.
Dolphins?
I watch TV.
No, you watched Ace Ventura, you piece of shit.
You
No.
watch it, oh, that's good, man.
So, okay, so anyway, that was that party. So then we had another party at my house, and this is the one where all of your brother, your brother and his friends showed up. Chris Weeble, George, Chris Hennessy. I miss Chris Hennessy. I miss that
Yeah, that's my
son of a
name.
bitch. Eddie was there, Milton, and obviously Joe and Curtis Goodwin, the goody bear, if you will. And that party was a lot more fun for me, for many reasons. One, your guest of honor was somehow shorter than you, and you fuckers were matching.
We
Which was
were. I didn't even think about that, dude. But
and I don't know if it was planned, but you come out in a beater and jeans, and your new fade, which you tried for the first time and did not like. Um, and
oh, dude,
she
I forgot about that
and
too.
and she showed up in a beater and jeans. I'm like, there's no way this was on accident. There's no fucking way. Why are you
It
two
was,
dressed the
dude.
same?
We didn't even,
Yeah. So
that was my
here's
bitch, man. She knew what was
so
up.
here's the highlights of that night, if you will. From my perspective, I don't remember really from well three. There's three that I remember. One was my amazing touchdown catch over
Yeah.
over Milton Jones, to which I looked in the camera. Yeah, which we recorded everything that summer, but I looked in the camera and shouted, "What's my name?" Which I don't know why I said that or where it came from. Um,
Bro, we did record everything,
we
man.
did, and a pox upon me because I ended up throwing away all those tapes on accident.
I'm gonna
Um,
backhand you.
I know, dude, it's the worst. If I have one regret in life, it's that. Um, but so I caught a touchdown catch and I shouted that random fucking phrase. And then second was, I don't know if you remember doing this back then, but we would go up to girls and if we heard them call themselves fat, one of us would like bear hug the shit out of her and squeeze until she would say that she was skinny.
Yeah, I remember. I
Yeah.
remember.
And Cassie Daniels, the poor girl, didn't go to our school, but she was at your party. And she was like, "Oh my God, I can't eat anymore. I'm fat." And you heard it first. And you're like, "Hey, Chris, did you hear that?" I was like, "No." What? She goes, "Yeah, I can't eat anymore because I'm fat." I'm like, "Oh, hey, Frank." Frank kind of crept up behind her, and I was like, "Frank, I don't know if you'd heard, but Cassie thinks she's fat." Frank goes, "Oh, really? What did you say?" She goes, "Yeah, I can't eat anymore because I'm fat." He goes, "Oh, interesting." Yank, and just had her like all the way in the air, squeezing tight. And you came up like the fucking Godfather and was just like, "Do you want to be let go?" And she's just like, what the fuck, ha ha, why are you doing this?" He goes, "You want to be let go? You say you're skinny." And she was like, I'm skinny, I'm skinny." Frank let her go. Um, all the while we're staring at someone put Mentos in a Coke.
Dude, the crazy thing about the Mentos and the Coke thing,
Crazy
that
thing about the Mentos in the Coke.
exploding pipe, we put firecracker. It was like a gas, like, excess
Oh,
valve. I
okay, yeah. That was actually, holy shit, I forgot that part. You actually remembered something that I forgot.
was like, what the fuck are we doing?
So this is the part of the story that you don't know about, but I'll share it with you because it's sad, but it's also fucking hilarious. So the day you left was really hard. Uh, Joe and me and Eddie dropped you off. Um, Joe broke down immediately, man. It was rough. I obviously tried to keep it together as long as I could. We got back to their apartment, and my mom picked me up from that apartment, and they took me to uh, what is it? House of Japan in Dublin. Um, and I'm grubbing out, and all of a sudden I can't keep my shit together. Like I could not stop crying, and I'm not afraid to admit this shit. I'm married, 2 kids. Um, so
Yeah, like that makes you a man. No, I'm just kidding.
it doesn't. It makes me
It kind of does.
a little bit, but not the way I'd like to be. Like a responsible man, not like a man's man. Anyway, so we go to House of Japan. This is my very first time at House of Japan, Josh. My very first time. This is an
Shit's
amazing
bomb, dude.
restaurant, the greatest food in the world,
I know, I
and
love it.
I had the best meal I ever had, best Asian cuisine ever. I get in the van. My mom has to pull over because I'm hyperventilating so bad I had to vomit. So not only did I have the greatest meal of my life, but apparently I had it twice as it came out 20 minutes later. So thank you for ruining the greatest meal of my life, Josh.
House of Japan, the food you can enjoy twice.
Oh my God.
That's great, man.
All right, so let's talk about this next part here. So, um, we're a little bit
Oh,
older.
shit.
Um, we kind of had like that period where we barely did the talking thing, man, where it was like right after graduation. Um, you kind of went one route and I went another. And the route that I went on was, knocking up my girlfriend and then getting married. And then you went on the path to California, man.
Hmm.
So do you want to explain to anybody who doesn't know why you left for California? What was your reasoning behind that decision?
I'm actually in witness protection.
I believe that. I believe that.
I end up, you know, taking a few lives and
Totally.
drugs.
Totally. Had
That's what
nothing.
I tell everybody out here. So,
And they believe that shit. And you know what's sad? There's probably people here who would believe that shit. Anyway, so
there's people there that believe I'm a drug dealer. Still.
oh yeah, dude. Do you
I,
okay, let's talk about memories here. Do you remember, speaking of people thinking you were a drug dealer, I showed up to your fucking job at Blockbuster, had you come outside and like bold face looked at you and was like, "Bro, do you sell coke?"
oh yeah, I remember that.
And you looked at me.
Dude, Joe did the same thing. He was
Oh my
good.
God. Yeah, so wait, Joe said the same thing to you?
He did the same thing one day. He pulled me aside.
Jesus Christ. What was the basis like? I know you were hanging out with like a guy that
People.
people just didn't know. Like nobody knew who these people were, so they just assumed the worst about them.
Nah, man. I think the biggest part about that is kind of my fault
Gotcha.
because I did sell drugs. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's that thing, and
No,
then every time you talk to anybody, you tell them you're on heroin and coke. So it's like,
yeah, that's that. I think that's the biggest part is people are like, what have you been up to lately? I just doing. Just fucking with people, but I think they started taking it seriously.
Oh my god. Hey, you had me fucking convinced. Like,
I mean, it didn't help too that me and Joe used to fuck with people, and I'd like at parties, I'd be like, dude, bro, the shipment, man. I just got the call. Why didn't you tell me about the fucking shipment, man? In front of people we don't know, and they're just like, are they drug dealers?
yeah.
Like,
It doesn't help. Like, yeah, good lord.
but no, man. Somebody fucking. I remember vaguely at a bar. Hey, man, I heard you got that good. He's like, I heard you know where to get that good. I was like, nah, bro, I don't know where to get that good. And the next thing you know, that guy had this conversation with Joe about I knew where to get that good, and then he needed to get a hold of me.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That was just bad. That was you were in the center of a fucking shitstorm with that one,
Dude,
dude.
all I got to tell you is, to my knowledge, when it comes to high school and everybody after high school and shit like that, I don't ever really remember being like that big of a topic, like conversation topic, right? But apparently, there was a lot of crazy ass rumors about me.
Oh my dude, you don't even know the half of it, man. You don't even know the
Bro, I
fucking
was
half of
gay. I sold drugs.
it. Yep.
Some dude's ex-brother's girlfriend, cousin. I didn't even know her goddamn name. Somebody's trying
Dude,
to fight me over. I'm like, bro, I didn't fuck her, man. Come on.
you were in the mob, you were in the fucking Akuza, like you could have fucking and honestly, being the fucking genius that you are, a lot of times you just fed into that shit. And I loved it. I loved every minute of that shit, man. You tell people that you had connections in the like deep place and shit. I used that a couple of times, man. I told a couple people like, hey man, my friend fucking knows people. But no, that was a really funny time in our lives because, like I said, you were off living and doing, what single
All
men
kinds of
do,
shit.
and I was working for the Boys and Girls Club. I was creating kind of a path for myself. I was helping lives and kind of doing that whole thing, and creating flag football leagues, etc. And then, when you went to California, I was one of those few people that wasn't really sad about that. And it was kind of shocking. A lot of people were like thinking I'd be like really dramatic about it. And I wasn't. I was happy because you're kind of getting to go home and get in touch with your roots, man. That's always a good thing to do, especially, with your father and all the family that you hadn't seen. And it was just like, that's what you needed. You know what I mean? Not that your life was a
Yeah, no,
tailspinning
no,
or
for
anything.
real.
It's humbling to see where you came from. And I
Yeah.
can't imagine what that was like for you.
No, man, it was. I mean, it's been a good. Like, I graduated high school and military didn't work out. Shit didn't work out. Made some connections, made some fucking money. My biggest thing for coming out here was, there's only so long you can. Well, for some people just don't give a fuck. There's only so long that you could go on living a menial existence before you realize that you want something more. You know,
Absolutely.
I didn't want to fucking. I mean, people say, "Oh yeah, good for you. You weren't that great." I was like, "No, my bills are paid and my stomach was full and I had a good fucking time. I love the life I was living. I don't give a fuck what anybody said." But what I didn't love was that I wasn't going nowhere. I could have easily done that, continuously do that shit. I still do that to this day sometimes. I'm like, I'm just gonna do my thing and fucking drink, party, whatever, right? But you know what I mean? I ain't going nowhere. Ain't nobody want that shit.
No,
You
and I
know?
I respected that decision. That's like I said, like
So
the people that were like, "Oh, you're fucking stupid for leaving. You're throwing away all your friendship." Like, fuck those people, man. Even my wife, she was like, why aren't you upset that he's gone?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm devastated. That's my best friend. It's my brother. I'm gonna miss the shit out of him, but I'm happy for him because you know what? This is a step in the direction of something." And where you, like you said, where you were, there was no direction. It was just the same repetitive bullshit, and it was fun. But like you said, it wasn't leading to anything, and you have to find something. As SquaaCast is getting super fucking serious right now, but it explains a big
shit's
decision in
getting
your life.
real. Supposed to be squad, now
Yeah.
we're squad. No, I'm
Hurry,
just kidding.
hurry, say all the cuss words. Fuck shit, bitch. Okay.
Fucking work.
Yeah, there you go.
Never.
There you go. Now we're back on track. Anyway,
No, on the real though, sidetrack. The one I was supposed to do that squad cast with you guys last time. Everybody's always butthurt about the When you introduced me, I was gonna be like, "What up?"
You know, it's funny. I'm not making this
Like,
up. The audio on my end is cutting you out right when you say that. So nobody.
bro,
Her-
that's great.
I love
That's
it. I'm not
great.
even gonna edit it. We're not even gonna tell them what you were saying because it sounds like I edited you. Anyway, I promise I didn't. But anyway, so
Uh,
no, and I've explained that, man. You got the go ahead by a large number of our African American friends. So I think you can say
yeah.
it. Not to mention you're not white, so
Well,
you're
here's
good.
the thing. Here's the thing. Let me blow the fucking. When you say something and say, "Oh my God, that's racist," that racist.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I mean? And like I was fucking trying to explain to Erdman because he pissed me off when he's like, "Don't say nigger." That's fucking a racist, derogatory, mean fucking word.
yeah,
Even if you're saying don't say it,
yeah,
that's just saying that word. That's a mean word. What I say has nothing to do with that. When I say that's my nigga or what's up nigga, I'm talking brothers, my family
yeah.
that I have, and I grew up with it, and that's how we grew up talking. And there's a
Yeah.
difference from that to fucking being vindictive and actually trying to hurt people's
Oh
feelings.
yeah,
So it pisses me off when people say, "Don't say that, it's racist," because it really isn't racist until you say that fucking shit.
yeah. It literally it's the difference of the end. That's it. The end and
Fucking
and your
people.
definition behind it. So it's and I don't say it not because it's just not my vocabulary. You know what I mean, like I don't that I say bro or bruh like or dude like
Potato
I'm
shit.
I'm white as fuck. That's just that's in my system. So but to each their own, and to anybody who finds that word, the A at the ending, that's go fuck yourself. It's a word. Now, if it's ER, yeah, I'm right there with you. Let's go beat the fuck out of that person. But
Yeah.
you're
No, it's just,
regardless.
it's all, in my mind, it's all intent. Like, I don't consciously sit there and say, I'm going to say this.
Yeah,
It just comes out of my mouth because
yeah,
that's what I grew up around. All
yeah,
my buddies back home, I can shout out to a lot of, to so many people that I grew up with that we all have that same slang. It doesn't matter if we're
yeah.
white, black, green, whatever. That's the slang we grew up speaking, and that's why we speak it. But
That's
because,
what
and
it
that's the
was.
other thing too, because I'm not black, I don't have that slang.
Yeah,
That's fucking retarded.
yeah. And it's fucking hilarious. But Donald
Anyways,
Donald Glover said Charlie Sheen is technically the only white person who could say it. So I gotta follow that. But anyway, because he just straight up called Denise Richards that on a voicemail. You have to look that up sometime. Anyway, moving moving on.
moving
Not,
on.
not that your
So,
point wasn't legit. Like I said, 100% back that. I'm not even editing this shit out. I'm telling you, the people listening to this, if your jaw is still dropped, pick that motherfucker up because we're not done talking yet. Anyway, so you went to Cali. You had a plan. You had a path. And then one day I got married, or I got engaged rather, and I got to fulfill my number one goal with our friendship was that either I was your best man in a wedding or you were mine. But obviously, for reasons very clear, if you ever were to get married, your brother would be your best man. That just makes perfect sense. Since birth, I get that. As long as I'm in that row, at least number two, motherfucker. At least number two, and I want a different colored tie than everybody else. That's the only way out of it.
this nigga.
No, I'm kidding. So no, it was a really really cool moment. And I actually found the video on Facebook when you arrived, coming back from California to be in my wedding. Um, so let me ask you this: what was your? Because we never really talked about it. When you found out that I was engaged, what was your first thoughts?
Oh, dude, I was ecstatic, man. I was ready, bro. I was like, that's what's up. Like I told you, man, I couldn't even finish my best man. You know what I mean? Because like I was extremely proud of the choices you made leading up to that. Extremely proud of that choice there, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you mentioned it in the speech that when we were 16 years old, I looked at you, and I think we were just chilling on the front porch, and I looked over at you. I was like, man, like everybody has a dream, right? Like you have a dream, everybody has dreams. I think I have my dream. I think I just want to find somebody and have just live with them, get married, have kids and shit. And at the time, you're like, ah, man, don't do that shit. But and then my wedding day, you mentioned it in your speech, and I had forgotten that I had ever mentioned that to you. But you had brought it up that day, and I was just like, holy shit, Way to follow up on your fucking word, Chris. Good shit, man. I'll tell you right now, there's two things about my wedding that I'll never forget, and it's because of you. First, my best man had a mohawk. So
Fuck
everybody
yeah,
else,
dude.
you can go fuck yourselves. Your weddings were shit. My best man had a mohawk. Second, um, they didn't play any of the goddamn music that I wanted them to play that me and you had dances to. Really fucking annoyed about that. Just saying, that lean with it, rock with it.
Yeah.
We had the moves down. We had a whole thing. Never got a chance to do that, but no, that was probably one of the greatest moments of my life was being able to have my best friend as my best man, and being able to get you in from California. That was fucking life changing. I didn't think it was gonna happen, and then when it
Dude, that
did,
was the worst. That was the worst trip of my life.
oh no,
I
yeah,
sacrificed a lot
a lot of comfort.
for your wedding, dude. I just want you to know that. I never really thought I
Holy shit.
lost. I literally showed up because of fucking bullshit. I showed up with the shirt on my back.
Yeah, you had nothing. Your luggage was fucked. Did they ever get that back to you?
Nah, bro. I'm never gonna get that back.
You had a PS3 in that bitch?
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it. I had
Oh,
over $1,000 worth of electronics.
Jesus Christ, man.
They
Somebody,
stole. There was no losing.
yeah, they
They
stole
they
that
had a
shit.
system, and they made sure I put my bag where they wanted. That's
Yeah,
all there is to
yeah, you got.
it.
Hey, man, but that wedding was awesome.
Hey man, I had a good time. Though, no offense to the maid of honor, but I ended up doing both of our jobs. uh,
What was the job?
dude, I was running back and forth for everybody
For for what part?
for the whole wedding. I was getting the guys ready. I was making sure the girls.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
I
No,
was
dude.
doing everything. Not saying there was a problem. I mean, I didn't have
Yeah, dude. I had
a copacetic, but
funny story. You know Tara. Yeah, you know Tara. She's Scott's.
yeah,
Do we
yeah,
call it
yeah.
that? Do we call it baby mama? No. She
Aren't they
Tony.
married or something?
I don't know. Did they get married?
I don't fucking
Jesus
know, dude.
Christ. Facebook doesn't tell you everything. So Tara goes back there, and we didn't have our flowers for our jackets. And Tara goes
Yeah.
back there, and my wife just goes, she said, take this to Chris, put it on him, and then tell him to go brush his teeth. And Tara looked like she had the fear of God in her fucking eyes when she got to me. She was like, I need to put this on your jacket right now. And then Tony said to brush your teeth. I was like, oh, shit. All right. And she put it on. I'm like, and they took my jacket. I'm brushing my teeth. I was fucking nervous the entire time. But I'll tell you what, man, seeing that mohawk made me a lot cooler. I'll say that. Honestly, I look back, I was like, well, I can't look as bad as this guy. So, you know,
That
I
hurts
got
my
to.
feelings, man. Hurts my feelings.
You had a really special moment. You got to walk her mother and my mother down the
Yeah,
aisle to
man.
their seats. That was I didn't even know
I
that was part
enjoyed
of the
that.
ordeal. That was pretty
I
fucking sweet.
enjoyed that.
I bet you did. I
Yeah, dude, that was pretty cool.
I
Good.
I didn't know they were doing that. I swear that was really fucking crazy when it happened. Let me see. So we moved on from the wedding. I have obviously two very beautiful children, and you were their godfather, obviously.
Woo,
Um,
woo, woo.
I tell everybody I tell, I'm like, I don't know if he's so geeked about the Godfather role as much as just being called the Godfather.
Oh no, dude, I talk about my god kids all the time.
Oh no, I know, man. You brag about it. It was funny because
But I am the
the first
godfather.
time you met Chris, it was you held
Whoa,
him the
whoa,
day he
whoa,
was
whoa, whoa,
born.
whoa, whoa. His name's Lil Sloan.
Oh, Lil
Get that
Sloan,
shit
excuse me,
right.
Lil Sloan. First time you met Lil Sloan, you held him the day after he was born. Sorry. Um, which I still have that picture, which was fucking awesome. But then, obviously, there was a gap there where we were just doing different things. We really didn't have time to hang out, which, that's partly my fault, partly you're a fucking idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Um, but then you kind of came and hung out with me a couple of times. But that first time he saw you, I think he was about a year old. And he just right away, just immediately grew to you, like immediately responded to you as if he
Oh yeah.
saw you for like years, or for months now, and still does to this day. You came and visited last year around fall time, and you walked in, and he fucking, hey buddy, just right out the
Yeah, dude, it
right out the
actually
gate,
blows my
man.
mind. Because the first time I came over, you and Cassie, wow, we reminiscing, bro, has got me thinking of.
Yeah, you got the wrong Chris, bud.
You and Tony were still at Mama's
Yes, yeah,
in
yeah,
that back room,
yep.
and I think Tony was working or something. She wasn't there,
Yeah, she was
and
at work.
anyways, all I know is he was asleep in his crib or whatever
Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
his cradle, whatever the fuck. I ain't a dad. I
It's a crib. You get it all right.
don't. Anyways, I was looking at his ass, and you were doing something, man. Probably doing laundry because you're a
Yeah, I was a
married man.
married man. Yeah.
Fuck this laundry, anyways.
Yeah,
Anyways, you weren't in the room. This dude opened his eyes, looked up at me, and we smiled and stared at each other for fucking like an hour straight, dude.
yeah, dude.
And
He's a cool kid, man. He's still like
kid
that
you
to this
not,
day.
every time I've seen him, he automatically knew who I was, and
Yeah,
that to this day blows my mind. Like even though I'm not around,
must
blows my mind.
it's there's a bond there. You know what I mean? He recognizes you, and he's a friendly kid overall. But he doesn't do that with everybody. I'll say that right now. He
Yeah,
doesn't do that with everybody. Um, but then I another very special moment in our friendship was you and I had a conversation. You were in California. You were just like, man, nobody. We were talking about you coming to visit again. Um, and this was 2013. We were just talking about the fact that you wanted to come visit, but you weren't sure financially if you'd be able to. And after that conversation, I asked, or during that conversation, I asked, has anybody talked about coming up to, over to California, come see you? And he's, oh, so and so, wants to, but it's not cheap. So I hung up that call, and Tony can attest to this. We were laying in bed. I was just kind of staring at the ceiling, man. She looked over at me, and I was just like, I think I'm gonna go visit Josh. And she's like, oh, is he in town? I was like, no, he's in California. She's like, you're gonna go to California. I was like, I think I'm gonna go to California. And next morning, I got up. This is all true. I'm not making any of this up. I got up early, went to the bank right before work. They'd open like an hour before I needed to be at work, so I was a little bit late to work that day. Um, I got a credit card, $1,000 limit, and waited for the card to get in the mail. It took about, I think, a week. That week, I paid for everything and paid for my ticket for the plane. Poor planning, by the way. Probably one of the worst planned trips I ever fucking had because I had the whole thing planned on how I was going to get to you, had nothing planned beyond that point. Uh, and yeah, I bought the plane tickets and then I gave you a call and was like, hey man, I'm coming to fucking see you, man. you, what was your initial reaction when I said that shit?
dude, I don't even remember, but I know I was fucking.
Well,
Yeah, dude.
it was probably first of all I hit all three. I did plane, trains, automobiles. Um,
Yeah,
I flew to Charlotte and then to Los Angeles. From Los Angeles, I rode a bus to the train station, rode a train to, I think it's Lancaster, California. I don't know if it's.
yeah, Lancaster. Yeah.
And then you came and met me in the back seat of I think your cousin's car.
Yeah,
And
dude, that was a completely random setup on a ride. Like my cousin would like rarely see my cousin. It was just like, bro, I'll go. I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go.
in true Vegas Sloan fashion, that's how that shit was gonna go down. And then
Yeah,
and then we the first thing we do, we don't play games, we don't shoot the shit, we don't get in some trouble. We fucking go to Panda Express.
yeah.
and
Didn't
and
even
uh,
hesitate.
and it was funny because I mean I'd had Panda Express a bunch of times because it's in my neighborhood. I can have it all I
Yeah,
want. But you live so far away, and California is such a spaced out state that to do anything like that, you'd have to make a day out of it. Like you couldn't just go do it.
yeah,
So it was like funny to watch you get excited about something that I get all the fucking
dude.
time.
You don't understand, man. Like, you have no idea. I love where I live sometimes, but I fuck.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing there, right?
There's fast food. The
Yep.
Mexican food isn't even that great. There is some good stuff, but that's it. There's like only one place in town to get a good. Basically, the only good place is my fucking shit. It sucks, dude. So when
No,
I go to a place where there's food,
no, yeah.
I don't like Donkey Kong. Shit,
it
man.
was an interesting drive from Lincoln to, or not Lincoln, from
I guess.
Lancaster to Bishop, where you live. And it's not so much the duration, it was just the view. Even in the night, it was so much different than Ohio. It was much.
Yeah,
It
dude.
was like no fucking grass whatsoever. Especially when we got to Bishop, that was something that was fucking me up. I was like, there's no grass anywhere. No, nowhere.
Yeah,
There-
dude.
I'm looking around. I'm like, there's got to be grass fucking somewhere. And no, there isn't. There's trees, no grass.
Trees, brush. There's
Yeah.
grass in yards, but that's
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's like a little bit of, yeah, but I'm saying like the majority of Bishop is like dirt,
yeah.
which it's not dirt like disgusting. It's literally on the
No,
ground.
it's
It's
dirt.
dirt. So we get to Bishop and it's fucking pitch black. There's no street lights, and we pulled into your driveway and it's like we had to like pull out our cell phone lights just to get into the house. And
Yeah.
it was amazing. It was an amazing weekend. Probably the most fun I'd ever had. I got to shoot a 9mm for the first time. That was fantastic. I love that gun ranges don't exist in Bishop, California. You just go into the mountains and you just shoot at dirt piles. That's what you do. And the one rule is make sure nobody's in the direction that you're shooting and
Yeah.
never shoot towards the town. It's like,
Yeah. That's why I love it. I mean, there's a gun range, but
who needs
you got
it?
to be a member and shit.
Yeah, right? It's like, fuck that shit. So there was one memory that I hold really dear to my heart, man, is when we got into the buttermilks, right? Is that what they call 'em?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got to like a really high point, and we just sat down. It looked like kind of like where a bird's nest would be built, like a larger bird. And we just sat, and we sat for probably like 10, 15 minutes. Nobody talked, and it was just the quietest quiet I'd ever heard. Because you think in Columbus, like if nobody's talking, it's quiet, and it's not. There's background noise, people on
Yeah.
the street, cars driving by. It was like someone had taken all the sound and just gotten rid of it, and all you can hear is slight wind changing, but mostly just deafness. And then the view was probably the most overwhelming thing. There's a gigantic ass mountain in all four fucking directions, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
this is fucking amazing. Like I still have the pictures. I couldn't get over. I would stare at them the entire time we were there. And most people think, hey, you're gonna go visit your friend in California. You guys are probably gonna do all this outdoorsy shit, and we did. We spent the day doing some fun shit, but then we pretty much just did what we normally do, and we just played video games and got drunk,
Yeah.
which was, that's what you do when you visit your best friend. But I honestly, to this day, it's the greatest trip I ever took. It's the longest trip I ever took, but it is the greatest trip I ever took. When I came home, I didn't miss Ohio. I missed not traveling. And
Yeah, dude.
because I spent a
Travel's a
whole
bitch.
day, all Monday was traveling. All Monday. Monday morning, I traveled
If
to.
you ever travel, come out here again, it's especially if you want to bring Tony and something, dude, fly into Vegas and fly out of Vegas.
Gotcha. Okay. I mean, the
Dude,
only reason I did Los Angeles is because I think it was a cheaper flight at the time.
yeah.
And
Well, check it out. It was going to take me and Ashton a grand to fly to Ohio, right? Her mom was like, fly out of Vegas. Like, we'll check tickets. Bro, $500 for both of us. Round trip.
that's not bad.
You
For
you
both
you
of you
spend
guys.
what, $700 round trip for your
No, I spent like $340.
man, fuck you. Fuck you. Every time I've gone to Ohio by myself, I spent $700, dude.
It was three. I think it was 340 because of my stop in Charlotte, and
Because
then
you're a white, that's why less risk. Fucking
yeah. And I,
airlines.
I went to Kayak. I went to Kayak.com. They're not sponsoring the show or anything, but Kayak find great deals. Um, so yeah, I went to Cali, man. That was the trip of my life, and yeah, now we're members of the Squaw, and something that we're still to this day doing the thing that really bonded us as kids, which is play video games. Video games was the source of our very long friendship, and our most of our conversations come out of video games. And we started from our humble beginnings of San Andreas all the way to today, where now we record YouTube videos and now a podcast together, man.
Yeah, man, it's a long journey.
That is a long fucking God, I hate you.
Well, if you can't love me, might as well hate me.
Yeah, fuck, this friendship's over.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah. Talk to you about. But yeah, man. So and honestly, man, just looking forward in life. People come and go, and that's one thing I've learned through life is people come and go, and people that
Are you
you.
about to quote Tupac?
No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't even know what the fuck you're referencing. But people seem to like come and go in our lives, man. It's like people that we grew up with
Yeah.
that we thought we were just as close with them as we were with each other. And in the end, man, it's still Vega and Sloan.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. But luckily, the Squaw got lucky, man. Let's face it, Squaw got lucky. They got Irish 2K, they got Chief, and you don't get a better duo than that, in my opinion. But
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I thank you so much for doing the show, man. This is obviously something very special for me, but also people who listen to this show and friends and family. I'm sure are going to listen to this show and be like, those motherfuckers. Um,
Damn foul mouth mother lickers.
all those people that we reference and talk shit about, they're gonna be like, man, fuck that motherfucker.
Yeah, man. I have no problem doing this.
Absolutely. Well, I'll send you that paycheck later. So let me just ask you this. So, I know you're about to join the YouTube game, which is a special announcement. Chief is about to join the YouTube game. But you do have a Twitch channel, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's Chief 2212, correct?
Yeah, but that might change.
It might change. Well, if it does, the link will change.
I'm thinking about making my gamer across the board. I'm thinking about making it Chief Savage.
Chief Savage. Well, there you go, man. So people who listen to the show, you obviously know what my YouTube channel is. You're probably listening to this podcast from the channel, especially since nobody else recorded this but me. So you gotta kind of have to deal with it. But the links are in the description for everybody in Squaw, including Chief Savage, his Twitch channel. Check him out. He plays all kinds of cool fucking games. What's the last game you played?
Shit, I'm playing Uncharted like the motherfucker.
Uncharted. There you go. If you're an Uncharted fan, go watch the Chief Savage play Uncharted. Thank you guys so much for listening. Chief, thank you for joining me. This has been SquaaCast. Peace.